guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Beverly. It's lovely to see you today. Happy New Year. Yeah, it's 2018. That kind of snuck up on us, didn't it? Did anybody else feel like that? Yeah, I kind of got up today and was thinking, I need to do a video soon. Wait, no, I need to do a video today. So I just wanted to kind of look back, look forward, do the whole thing that you do when you move in from one year to the next. I am coming to you on a new camcorder. I got it for Christmas from my wonderful husband, so I'm hoping that the picture quality is better. It's a lot lighter and smaller, so I should be able to take it vlogging when I go out and about, which isn't very often, but when I do, hopefully I'll be able to take you along with me. So yeah, this past year's kind of been a nothing year. I kind of feel like it just flew by in a lot of ways, especially personally. I made some cool new friends. I got more into my social media. I kind of used to be really into Instagram and really into Twitter and all of that kind of thing, and then I kind of lost interest for a few years, and then I started a blog and my YouTube channel, and I was like, I need to start twittering and things again. And so I did. If you're not already following me, there's links to everything down below, and there should be a little thing here. So I don't know why I felt the need to do that face, but you're welcome. So yeah, this year I started a blog, I started my YouTube, and I just want to thank you all for subscribing and following and watching and liking. I don't get many views, I don't have many people following me, but I really appreciate every single one of you. I never thought I would have nearly 200 people following this YouTube channel. I just thought it'd be something to get me out of myself, stop me getting bored, kind of make a few new friends, I thought. I never thought it would become this. I thought I'd have like maybe 7 people and that'd be it. So I'm really thankful. Thank you so much. I'm hoping in the new year, with the plans that I've got for the channel, that it will start to grow. I really hope so. So we're going to go over my favourites of the past year. Of course, everyone's favourites is all the dogs in the world ever. Way better than us humans. Definitely should be running the place and not us, because we're destroying the place. That's just my 2 cents. Gizmo, my dog, is sitting. I wonder if I can show you. He's like, yeah, I agree, Mum. I agree totally. So, my favourite TV and film of the past year. There's been quite a few. We got Netflix for the first time, which is quite exciting. We got rid of Sky, which was a big decision for us, but we hardly watched it, to be honest, and it was kind of expensive for what you got, considering you only really watch like 2 or 3 channels, and then the rest 5 million channels you never watched. Kind of felt like a rip-off, so we got Netflix instead. So let's get to it, shall we? Number 1 is The Crown. The Crown is amazing. I don't know anybody who hasn't been watching The Crown. It probably seems a bit redundant to say it's in my favourites, but the fashion in it is incredible. I'm a big royalist. I love our Queen. I think she has been incredible for the country. She has worked her whole life. I love the royal family, and I love watching their marriage, and just to see that everybody has ups and downs in their life, and to see that though she's got a lot on her shoulders, she still, you know, she still just wants to do the best by her kids and have a normal husband-wife relationship, and that's quite comforting in a way. It feels like, you know what, I'm doing okay, I'm not too bad, I'm not doing too shabby, so I like that a lot. Next one was Marvellous Mrs Maisel. This is an Amazon original, I believe, an Amazon Prime thing. I don't know what they call them. I know they're Netflix originals, but anyway. It's really good. It's set in the 50s. It's this woman who she's been groomed to just be a wife. She marries this guy, he leaves her, and she ends up doing stand-up comedy, which is like unheard of back then. And it's like her little, the way she kind of stumbles into it. It's very funny. Again, the fashions are just incredible. I love her clothes. I just kept saying, I want that dress, I want that, and I want that suit, and I want, because it just looked impeccable, everything did. Next is a film by Netflix. I think it's Netflix original, but anyway, I watched it on Netflix. It's called Brooklyn, and it's about this young Irish lass who goes to New York, and when she's there she falls in love with this guy, and then she has to go back home because her mum or her sister, no, her sister passes away, and it's how she deals with love across the ocean and how she decides what to do with her life, and it's really nice. Again, the fashion's just incredible. I love seeing the cars in the background and all of that. It's just really great. Once Upon a Time, of course, if you've been watching my channel, you know I love Once Upon a Time. This season's probably been one of my favourites. I've loved getting to know Wishhook. I've loved the differences that they've been portraying in all the characters, and trying to figure out who's awake and who's in the curse and what's going on, and all the flashback. I've loved it. I've really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for it to come back. I'm so excited for it to come back. Next is The Gifted. The Gifted is a Marvel TV series. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a huge superhero fan. Like, I love superheroes, love them all, any kind of superhero. And I'm more of a Marvel fan than a DC fan, and I love the fact that it's all one big universe in Marvel, which is what I really like. They'll make references to stuff that's happened in the films and stuff, and I really like that. But I feel like there's too many. Like, there's too many programs. There's like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There's what else is there? Oh, The Defenders, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Punisher, blah, and then The Gifted, and I was like, do you know what, I've overdosed. I can't watch any more. And then my friends were watching it, and they just kept saying, you've got to watch it, you've got to watch it, it's so good. And I often give in to peer pressure, and so I watched it, and it is good. It's X-Men, it's awesome. Please do go and watch it if you haven't watched it yet. It's a lot lighter than the like Punisher and Daredevil and Defenders, which I struggle to get into, I'll be honest. I've yet to watch the Punisher, but I love Daredevil. I didn't like Jessica Jones. I didn't like Iron Fist. I didn't like Luke Cage. I didn't like any of those, all for completely different reasons. Daredevil I like. Punisher I'll probably like because it's the Punisher. But The Gifted, definitely check out The Gifted. Next is Stranger Things. I know, another obvious one, but wasn't it good? Oh yes. I just really love the whole aesthetic of the show. I love the kids in it. The actors are incredible. I love the fashion as well. I'm not a big fan of fashion nowadays. Everyone just wears any old t-shirt and a pair of jeans. They all look the same. It's like a uniform. Back in the 80s, everyone looked completely different. You could basically wear anything and be cool. Like, even people like punks went out in just like bin bags, black bin liners. You could get away with anything in the 80s, and Stranger Things just brought that whole aesthetic. So many cool throwbacks to some of my favourite films, because I love any film in the 80s. They were all way better than what we get now. Now it's all just CGI, and that really makes me sad. You know? Anyway. And lastly is a documentary called Unrest. I did a review of that a little while ago. I will put a thingamablob up the top if I remember. But Unrest is a documentary about one of the illnesses that I have, which is ME, or chronic fatigue syndrome. The woman who did it did an incredible job. There's so much research, there's so many personal one-on-one stories, and she really brings to light just how hard it is to be a carer, as well as how it is to be a person who suffers with that illness. Definitely go check that out. It's on iTunes, it's on Amazon, you can get it on Hulu, you can get it, oh, there's loads of places, but I'll link to their website down below because they've got a list of everywhere you can watch it, and it's also being shown in some what's the word, cinemas. My brain fog is really bad today, and I apologise if I seem a bit drunk, but we ran out of one of my tablets. I was up all night, I slept maybe 1 hour. I'm in a lot of pain right now, and I feel a little bit high, so I apologise. I haven't taken anything to make me high, it's just that's the effect of being up all night. Next I want to talk about fashion. I have changed my style completely over this year. I didn't really have a style before. At the beginning of the year I had no style whatsoever. I just kind of lived in leggings and a t-shirt, and maybe when I went out, a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. Yeah, I didn't really have a style. Now I dress more of like a 1950s. I wear dresses more than anything, dresses and skirts, and yeah, I'm not really into nowadays fashion, as I mentioned. My favourite two stores that I buy from are Pretty Kitty Fashion and Lindy Bop. I will link to everything, will be linked down below. Everything, just everything I mention will be down below in the description. But still, I have to say that both stores do really good pricing. Some of the shops, like there's one that's called Collective, which does reproduction of designs from the 50s, and I think it goes back, no, 60s to like the 30s or something, and they do amazing clothes and their coats are to die for, but I can't afford those sorts of prices. When I looked on their website I was like, what? No. So I shopped around a bit and found Lindy Bop and Pretty Kitty Fashion. I can afford their dresses when they're in the sales. So what I usually do is see something that I like and I keep my eye on it and wait for it to be in the sales, because I can't afford them otherwise. But I got this pretty dress here with the cutouts on both sides from Lindy Bop, and I think it was like, I think I got like 2 dresses and a skirt for Christmas off my mum for like £50. I mean, that's insane. So yeah, definitely check them out if you want to get into dressing in more of a vintage way. Next little section will be music. I don't listen to a lot of modern day music. I'm more of a 80s pop, country kind of gal. But this year Ed Sheeran has absolutely killed it. The only thing that he's brought out that I have not liked has been his version of Perfect with Beyonce. I know it's Beyonce and people love her, and you know she's amazing, she's done a lot, she's incredible, yes, I get it, but she ruined that song for me. I was just like, what is she doing? This is not an R&B track, lady. So yeah, I did not like that, but otherwise he has absolutely killed it this year. Everything has just been perfection. I haven't been able to stop listening to him, and I'm constantly singing his songs in my head, and I never know the words to songs, so I just kind of make up the lyrics, but you know what I'm singing. Yeah, thankfully you don't have to listen to me, my husband does. So be thankful for that. My favourite podcast this year has to have been Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. I run a fan site for Michael Rosenbaum, which I haven't been well enough to keep up on over the last 6 months or so, which I feel really bad about. But he has an official site now, so I feel like the weight's off me. Before I was like the only one that was like keeping up with him, but now he's got an official site and a little fella who updates everything. But his podcast is really interesting. It's called Inside of You, and basically what it is he pulls in people he admires or friends of his. So far he's had people like Tom Arnold, Michael Rooker. He's had Emily Kinney, both of them are from The Walking Dead. He's had some sports pros on there. He's just killing it. And every single interview he goes way in depth with them. He gets them to open up. They talk about things that they never talk about, like addiction or like marriage problems. He interviewed Tom Welling as well. I just remembered Tom Welling. He's one of my favourite actors. He has been for a long time. He was in Smallville. He played Lex Luthor. When you see him, you'll probably be like, what? I don't recognise him. It's because he's got hair now. But his podcast is incredible. Please go and check it out. It's on iTunes, and he videos it and he puts it on YouTube. So I will link to both of those places down below. Because everybody, please go subscribe, go listen to them. They're so interesting. I mean, I've listened to some of them and I haven't known who the person is because I'm not really into American sports. And he's had some tennis pros on there, and I think he's had some people from like ice hockey. And even though I don't know who they are, I've still watched and still listened, and it's been so interesting. He's definitely delved more into them and let them talk, much more than most interviews that you will see. So definitely please go and check him out. I have to give him a shout out. And my last little section so some of my favourite YouTube channels. Sleepy Santosha. She does yoga for people with chronic illness. She has chronic illnesses herself. It's a type of yoga called yin yoga, where you hold the pose for a lot longer. It's more concentrated on your breath rather than movement. And in like a 20-minute, like half an hour thing, you'll probably only do like 4 or 5 poses, but you'll hold them for a long time. And she's really helped me keep going while I've been struggling with my depression and fatigue. So she's been incredible. Please go check her out if you're a chronic illness warrior or just somebody who wants to get into yoga and doesn't really know where to start. She's amazing. The next one is Christina Doherty. I hope I say her name right. She suffers with a lot of chronic illnesses, and because of that she does daily vlogs, but she uploads a week's worth of vlogs once a week. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, she uploads once a week. She vlogs her daily battles with her illnesses, and she also talks a lot about chronic illness and crafting and collecting stuff and just what it's like to live a life where you don't really leave the house all that much unless you're going to the doctors. Really interesting. She's really friendly. She's a really sweet girl. She always replies. If she's well enough, she will always reply to your comments. Yeah, she's just a really nice girl, so do go check her out, please. Next is Chronicles of a Chronically Ill Girl. She's another girl who's got much the same, I think she's got a lot of the similar illnesses to Christina, but at the moment she's also battling pancreatic cancer. She vlogs daily. Some of them are hard to watch, not because of like anything other than emotion that she's going through at the moment, but it's so raw. It's so incredible to see somebody going through such a journey at the moment, and yet she's so positive all the time. She's a really friendly girl. She's really nice, and she's got a lovely service dog called Bowie. Do go check her out, especially if you like dogs, because you get a lot of Bowie in that. And she's got 2 other dogs as well. Just remembered, she's got 2 other dogs, so you get 3 dogs for the price of 1. How amazing is that? Next is Georginas Journey. She's a girl from the UK. I only discovered her a little while ago. But she's a really nice lass. She She replies to your comments. She chats back and forth with you. She's a really sweet girl. She suffers a lot with chronic illnesses. She doesn't leave the house that often, but she just uploads talking about her struggles and talking about things. But she also has like fun little videos like what's in my bag and stuff like that. So she's a really cool girl, so do go check her out. She also has a booktube channel. I don't know the link to that because I don't follow it, but she does booktube as well. The next two are vintage people, and they're both run by the same girl. One is called Bygone Gal and the other one is It's a Charming Life. Bygone Gal is like fashion, like vintage fashion, travel and that sort of thing, occasional vlogs. It's a Charming Life is her and her husband. They live in this tiny little cottage. Their back garden is a really old cemetery. They go on little adventures together. They do really romantic, it's just really sweet, really romantic. So definitely go check out both of her channels. Next is My Vintage Love. Again, this is vintage fashion more than anything. But it's a couple, they both dress in vintage fashions. They both collect vintage clothing. Their reproduction of how people looked back, I think they're mainly 30s, 40s, is it just impeccable. I've not seen anybody do better. They just look like they've stepped out of like a time capsule portal-y thing, and they're both really sweet, really nice people. If you leave a comment, they always reply, which is always one of the many things that makes me love people. If you reply to me, if you act like you care, then I'm in because I get very lonely. But anyway, that's another story. Next is Nick Richards. Nick Richards, I've done a couple of videos on here where I've mentioned him. One of them was a tag video, but I discovered Nick this year just on Twitter, and then I kind of found his channel. He started to do a lot more vlogs now. He's a really sweet guy. He's been on YouTube for years, but he hasn't been consistent. But this year I know he wants to get way more into it. He does really lovely things, like a video where everybody put down if you want people to look at your channel and people will check out your channel, or he'll do like a shout out video. He's really sweet. He's a really nice guy and he deserves more people following him, so go check him out for definite. Then we have the Pinup Companion. She's one of the bigger vintage channels, but she does cosplay on there, she does geeky stuff, she does like haul videos, like thrifting videos, crafting. It's a little bit of everything, but she's such a sweet, lovely person. Like I honestly cannot tell you how happy I was this year to discover the vintage community, because they're so nice, they're so kind, so lovely, so welcoming. I just can't even say enough. And she's one of the nicest people. Just a really lovely girl. And she's got the same kind of slightly wicked sense of humour like me. And because of that and our mutual silliness, we get along. So that's good. And lastly, the Closet Historian. This is a woman who recreates beautiful outfits. She's a vintage girl. She collects gloves and hats. She's got a blog, and all of these things come together. Her outfits always look just perfection. I can't even tell you how beautiful her outfits are. She had one the other day where she had this like white dress on with black swirls that she'd made from offcuts. It looked incredible, and she had these long black gloves on and beautiful jewellery, and I just thought, you are not real. I don't believe you are real, lady. I still don't believe you're real. No, you must be a simulation. Nobody looks that good in just everyday life. It just doesn't happen, and you can't say you make those clothes. I need proof that it because they just look so amazing. When you go and check out her blog, I will leave links again down below. But go and check out her blog. Her clothing is just impeccable. And that's it for my YouTubery people I'm going to shout out to. I do follow a lot of bigger people like Glam and Gore, Shane Dawson, Jenna Marbles, but I'm not going to shout out those people and leave links to them because they don't need the help. It's those smaller channels that need the help because the algorithm is all set up for the bigger people, I feel, on YouTube. So we need all the help we can get. So go check them all out. And lastly, looking ahead to this year, 2018, it's kind of a strange one, isn't it? I do have some really cool plans though. I'm going to a Once Upon a Time convention, and now I have my handy dandy little camcorder, I will be able to vlog it. I'm going to that with one of my best friends, Hannah, and I'm really excited. There'll be lots of drunken shenanigans and famous actors there, and I'm so excited. Later this month, I'm going to London to stay with one of my other best friends, Louise, and we're going to see Hamilton in London on the West End. I'm so excited, I could just die. I never thought I'd get to see this. You know, I thought Hamilton is just, you know, it's never going to come over here because it's such an American thing, but it's such a sensation, and oh, I cannot wait. Again, hopefully I will vlog that if I have the guts to do that, and if I can, I will. As for me personally, I really want to learn how to crochet this year, and I'll be teaching myself that. I'm scared. And I'll also be teaching myself how to sew. I have a sewing machine. I actually bought it last year. I had it for my birthday last year. It's a really nice sewing machine, but then some genius decided to take me off my antidepressants. And so I've been really sick with my depression this year. And kind of the crafting kind of fell to one side because I was just trying to survive the day, each day. But I definitely want to get back into that and learn how to make things, make little accessories and stuff. My dream last year was to have an Etsy store. Maybe that'll happen. Who knows? I'm definitely going to try and learn at least. So that's really cool. Lastly, for YouTube, I am going to be... I've said for a while that I'm doing 2 uploads a week, but I haven't stuck to it rigidly, and I haven't had like set days, whereas from now on I'm going to be uploading on a Monday and a Thursday. Those are the days that you can expect a video from me in some form. Sometimes I might be in my pyjamas because I'm not very well, but that's just life with chronic illness. There's not a lot I can do about that. Lastly, I just want to thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I really hope that I can bring more videos and content that you want to see. I hope that I get more subscribers and that my channel can grow, because that will of course keep me going, keep me interested. I'm really excited for the year ahead, to be honest. Last year was a bit of a nothing year because I was so ill with depression that I kind of didn't get anything done that I should have or wanted to get done. So I hope that you all will stick with me over 2018, and hopefully by this time next year we will all have learnt to be kinder to one another, to treat animals better, and to stop polluting our earth. Look, I can be hopeful. There's nothing, you know, I can be hopeful. It's okay. So anyway, I hope you all had a lovely New Year's Eve, and I hope you all have a great year ahead. Bye.